Hello, hello. I am Kasasagi Usagi, and I am here with more Pillars of Eternity. Really quick, before we begin, and I feel so bad about this. I don't know if it's just that I don't hear it or sometimes they don't play, but I got 2 new followers that the bot didn't tell me about, and therefore were missed. Is my bot not working? Well, there that one went. Well, let me try this one again. There she goes. All right. Thank you so much for those follows, and I'm so sorry if I didn't hear them or see them. I appreciate it so very, very, very much. Yeah, and I'm sorry. Sometimes I think the bot doesn't play them. Bots definitely didn't tell me about them, so anyway, back to this. I ran around and got my perception up, and so now we can do this. And I had to stop it on this screen because my part of my perception buff is a in-room stay, and I didn't know how long that was going to last. Shrieking sobs pierce your ears and rattle the musty rafters of the lighthouse. They emanate from the spectral figure of a woman hovering in the middle of the room. Each heave of her shoulders unleashes another hair-raising wail. Perception! Observe the Sanguala. You're close enough to notice the spirit's head is tilted back. Even as it loses its blood-curdling howls, the faint movements of his head suggest that it's looking towards the windows and scanning the horizon. The Sanguala's ghostly hands are stained with something dark. At first you think it's blood, but it's black as ink. Oh. Well, I didn't fucking do anything. Why do you sound... settled? He sounded a million miles away. I wonder if there's something... The Wailing Banshee. The Banshee, or what the locals refer to as the wails and screams from the 3rd floor in the lighthouse. It hasn't attacked me yet, but I'll need to get rid of it one way or another. When I got close enough for a good look, I noticed the spirit seemed to be watching the horizon for something, its hands stained with dark blood. Maybe I'll find something nearby to help me. Did I find something nearby? I found a lot of books. Well, there's all the perception I needed originally. Does wearing your shawl help? Nope. Dum 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 dum. I put that back up. Thank you. That might have been it. It was not it. Maybe I need to get closer? Nope. She is looking towards the horizon. So maybe we need to go outside. That's unfortunate. But outside we go. Oh, I also learned there's all these little pets that just take up room in your inventory, and that's fine. I like to picture them there just chilling out in my backpacks. But there's something that I've unlocked on my girl specifically where I can, that's not what I wanted, you can equip the tiny animals. So now, and not only can you equip them, this little tiny space piglet now just walks with us. And it's the most exciting thing in the world. Wait, does anyone else have this ability? No, it's just me. It's fantastic. I need to figure out how to unlock this on everybody else so that we may have a horde of pets following us, and then this game will lag substantially, and it will be amazing. Nia, weren't you here?
How do you do?
Uh-huh.
Good day, stranger.
An old man paces the dock and looks out over the water. He's fussing over something large and round, which he constantly shifts from one hand to the other. You're not certain whether his wide-eyed, gape-mouthed expression marks surprise or fear. It seems he isn't either. You, don't look like a guard. He examines you and your equipment more closely. Say, you wouldn't be interested in making some coppers, would you? He shows you the object in his hand. It's a large, round opal with Ingwethian runes carved into it. It glistens with his sweat. See the ship that went down over there? I've been looking for someone to help me recover some missing cargo. Tell me more about this missing cargo. He licks his lips. We started at Cold Morn, and we're making our way downriver, loading and unloading as we went, business as usual. What exactly happened? He massages the opal in a clammy palm. When we reached Aina's Rest, we may have agreed to, take a few crates from some place called Kalayaban Raleg. A couple of the lads snuck a peek at the cargo, saw suits of armor and a broken scepter. He shrugs. Don't know why anyone would want a broken anything, but these Aminamancers will buy dirty stockings if you tell them they came from the ruins. He closes his hand around the opal in a white-knuckled grip. We were almost to Defiance Bay when the screaming started. I've seen my share of barroom brawls, but this sounded different. I was topside with the captain, but he and the first mate went below decks to see what all the commotion was about. When they didn't come back, I looked into the hold. He shudders. I saw one of them suits of armor walking around all by itself. It was covered in blood. When it saw me, it started running for the hatch, so I closed it. He squeezes his eyes shut. So how did the ship get here? He rolls the stone in his hands. I'm just a deckhand, but I was the only one left. Piloted the ship as best I could, hit the rocks as we were passing Blackenbury. I barely made it to Owner's Grift before I jumped overboard and swam for the docks. I've given up on the cargo, not to mention the payday. When one of the lads pulled this up out of his nets. He shows you the opal again. It's part of that scepter. From what I recall, there were 3 other pieces, and I'd bet you anything they're somewhere in the shallows, too. If anyone could find them, there'd be profit to follow. These creatures you described sounded like animants. They were probably guarding the relic. Whatever they were, they cut down the rest of the crew like straw dummies. I doubt a little salt water would have rusted them any. There must be a reason you haven't gone looking for the rest of the artifact yourself. I'm lucky to have escaped the ship like I did. I'm not taking a chance with those things. Have you talked to the Crucible Knights about this? And admit that I was smuggling relics? He shakes his head. I doubt they'd arrest me, but I'd also doubt I'd see any coin from this mess. What happens if I find the rest? You find the missing pieces of the artifact, and I've got an Animancer friend from the expedition days who will show you a stack of coppers. He scratches his beard. All I want out of this is a few hundred pans for my lost payday. If it sounds fair to you, I'll give you the stone and the name of my contact, once you have everything else. Imatil regards the opal again. Seeing as the kid dredged up this stone in his net, I'd wager you probably find the missing pieces out in the shallows during low tide. Have you seen a boy named Darren around here? I see him every time I'm at port. He nods to the half-sunken boat. He's the one that found the opal. Good kid, despite the loafer of a father. Any idea where Darren could be now? That boy loves the ships. He's probably playing pirates with the sailors if he hasn't already stowed away with the cargo. Thank you. Have you seen anyone come this way carrying a large chest? Come to think of it, I did. He points to the east. They went that way. Couldn't have gotten too far. Imantle doesn't sound like a Drywoodian name. That's because it isn't. I'm from Ixmantle Plains, a broad savanna north of the Dryerwood. Not so different from the ocean in a way. There are places where you can stand and turn a fern circle and see nothing but winds making waves in the grass. He watches the surf lapping against the wrecked boat. But at the moments like this, I wonder what a business plainsman like me had talking to the water. Okay. Let's go. Oh, the tide's in. It has to be day. Alright. Well, let's go east and see if we can find the guys with the chest. That's a nice little touch. I didn't realize the tide came and went, depending on the time of day. That's neat. Four people stand gathered around what appears to be a wooden chest. One of them, a grizzled, rough-looking character, looks up at you, then sneers. Took a wrong turn somewhere, did you? Best turn around and walk on. There's a sudden snapping sound from the direction of the chest, and a second smaller man lets out a frustrated groan. Damn it, that's the second lockpick! He looks up at you and stills. Oh. Waldo rolls his eyes and then turns to you. You've walked down your last pier. Ugh. Okay. I think we should be alright, because I think everyone's in pretty good positions. Except the animals. But okay, good, good, good. You need to do magic shit. And I need to start shooting. You need to start shooting. You need to start shooting. And I guess you can do whatever it is that you do.
Spot on.
Why are you taking? Why are you tanking? Why are you always tanking? You're a cleric.
Yes.
Everybody lived, even the fox, but just barely.
Certainly.
This sea chest bears a large embossed sigil of a ship and the word Fortanero beneath it in gilded letters. It's held shut by a heavy brass padlock. Could try and unlock it. He's all the way, like, here-ish? No, he was, like, here. I think this was him over here. No, he was a sailor. I'm getting all my side quests mixed up. Oh, you don't have to apologize. You show up whenever you can. And that is good enough. Or, like, whenever you feel like it, I guess is the more correct term. You missed me getting absolutely spanked by Theseus. It was actually incredibly embarrassing.
Good day, stranger.
That's alright. Marciano fidgets nervously. He grins hopefully at you. Any luck in finding the captain's chest? Here you are. Contents intact. I know, it was super embarrassing. You did it. I mean, I knew you would, but oh, thank you. It's all here. You saved my life, friend. Truly, I owe you one. Here's this week's wages, like I promised. I do need money. Glad to help. May Magrin grant you victory in all things. Thank you again. Cool, 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 cool,
Hmm?
cool, 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 cool. I did gun, bow, and shield. I had a really good shield run, and then I blew it at Theseus. It was actually not a very productive day, but because I was just trying to get resources and unlock hearts. Because tomorrow's the last Hades stream. I love the shield dearly. I just goopsed really hard. Absolutely! Hello, Mama! Oh boy. So I have to wait till it's daytime. Because I gotta find the little boy. I gotta figure out what's going on with the banshee. Hello! Hello, Flame. Or Frame. I can't read. It's common. Common problem. I know. It's quite difficult, but quite good. Who here would have the information that I desire? You?
Good day, stranger.
Oh, I found the ringleader, so she won't bother you or anyone else anymore. Maya smiles, revealing rows of large dagger-shaped teeth. That's news worth celebrating. Take some coppers and enjoy yourself. Her smile widens. And should you choose to have fun here, enjoy my special discount. If you need some rest, the room is yours for free. Oh, hell yes. Sagani raises one eyebrow. Someone's given you the talk, right? Because Kulu's the one who handles it with our children. But if no one's ever explained it to you... A knowing grin warps her blue markings. Now, just what I can do for a comely lass like yourself. Oh, thank you for the follow. Well,
Yes.
I get a discount at the brothel now, and I can just sleep here for free. So that's exciting for everyone. Everyone's just dancing. Wait a second. Who are you? Oh, the guards. I wonder if this is a daytime thing. No, let me talk to her. Don't be rude. Ugh, obnoxious. Okay. I don't know what
You
to do
must
about...
gather your party before venturing forth.
Thank you. I don't know what to do about that banshee then. Perhaps I shall do some of my other quests, and maybe this will all fall into place. I'll just happen to talk to the right people at the right time. No, I don't want to kill it. I mean, I could kill it, but I don't want to. I think there's another way to handle it. We still need to go to Heritage Hill. I think I promised some dudes I would do stuff there. Oh, Lord. Drake. These are party things, party things. Party things. Oh, right. Crucible Knights. Oh lord. Okay. I remember. Aw. Mama Moss has good streams. They're really adorable. Oh, wow. I see. I see. Well, I'll never forget you.
Well met, friend.
Sometimes I can still read your text in chat. The guard holds up a palm. Sorry, but this district's closed by order of the Duke himself. How do I get inside? Trust me, you don't want to, the guard shrugs, but if you were really set on seeing this for yourself, I suppose you'd have to get permission from Walla at the Keep of the First Fires. Would some coin open the gate for me? The guards glance at each other. Look, we could get in a lot of trouble for this, but then it's not like you could make things worse in there. You hand us a thousand pans, and I'll open the gate and then look the other way. And don't bother trying to bargain us down. Fuck that. Get out of here. Wait, hold on.
Greetings.
What's going on in there? Both guards just look at each other. Look, even if I were allowed to tell you, I don't rightly know. All I can say is whatever it is started about 2 months ago. The guards that closed the gate talked of something unnatural, and that still wakes them in the middle of the night. I don't want to know any more than that. Alright, well, I'm not giving you $1,000. That's crazy. I will just go talk to somebody. Oh my god.
Well, whatever happens, at least we're out of that mud hole, Gilded Vale.
Aloth,
I
you
grew up in Gilded Vale. Quaint. That's what I meant to call it. No, you had it right.
Aloth, you're so pleasant. I love when Matt Mercer talks to himself. Well, this isn't where I want to be. I need to go Crucible Knights. Oh no, no worries. Yeah, Matt Mercer voices Aloth and this guy, Edir. One of them's McCree and the other one's Yusuke. It's 2 voices. You guys coming? Oh, you walk so slowly. Why I think that one guy said. I also have to steal something in here. Oh, there's so much crime. So much crime to accomplish. I gotta. Dang, you right. Let's see, let's see. I was needed to find somebody's shield in the barracks. I think that's the temple. I've already stolen. You can see my little fingerprints everywhere. It's like the barracks, right? Now I definitely robbed everything in the barracks. I remember doing that. Orsic was kicked out of the Crucible Knights by a fellow knight named Penhelm. Worcester's superiors confiscated a breastplate that's been in his family for generations. Orsic has asked me to retrieve the breastplate from Penhelm. He believes his rival might have forged a document from Durand Row, verifying the purity of his soul. I can prove Penhelm's forgery. I may have some leverage to get the breastplate back. Oh, it's deeper than that. Okay. I have to find the animancers then. There's so much. Where is this man I need to speak with? This is a problem with playing this game in stints of 2 hours, is I remember nothing. Nope, that's Cliver. I cannot remember what we were doing last time. Or what needed to be done. Okay. So I can't actually find this man until I do something else, it seems like. Oh, I just equipped him earlier today. I found out, and it was very exciting, that I have a slot for teeny tiny pets. I could even put this dog here. And bam! Now we got a little dog. This is the best game ever. He's right there. He's not moving. There he is. Right? Everyone has a pet slot, but mine's the only one that's unlocked. There he is. But I liked my little ghost pig. One day, everyone will have a pet slot. And then, we will have an actual circus.
How's the hand?
I think
Burning
there
purple.
is. You can buy
I'd have to
pets
cut
at,
it
like,
off.
the...
I warned you not to pet him.
If I'm not supposed to pet him, why is he so soft?
Damn, making good points. Okay. Let's go to Copper Lane, because I know that's a place that I can go
You
and
must gather
accomplish.
your party before venturing forth.
They're fine. I definitely know that's a place where I can go do a thing. Deliver a package at Copper Lane. I can do this. I believe in me. Oh man. I was a super salty League of Legends player. I don't know if I've told this story on stream. It's a popular story in my friend group. But I was a support main. I was a support main, and there was sort of like, I don't know if it's because I haven't played League in years, but I don't know if it's still like a thing. But oh, you guys are just moving so fast. It used to be where like your mid laners and your top laners didn't want to ward because it was a quote unquote support job. So our mid laner, who was playing Ari, poorly, I might add, was not warding their lane. And they were like, why aren't you warding my lane, Casa? And I was like, why aren't you warding your lane? You're like, you're like in double-digit deaths. It's not my job to ward your lane. And he died again, and he's like, I'm not going to ward. And it was a back and forth conversation, and I know, and I finally snapped, and I was like, I was so angry, and when I get angry, my voice pitch is super high, and so I was like, do you think this is a game? And I was just so mad. League of Legends, in case you didn't know, is actually a game. And it is not that serious. I was so mad. Ugh. I was absolutely furious. I've already forgotten everything. Gareth and Copper Lane. The goose. Okay, I know where that is. Right here. God, I was so mad. One of my favorite supports was Nami, and I stole the dragon with my tidal wave, and the enemy team like dragged me for it in like all chat, and I was like, you guys are mad. It's just, people are so wild. Where is Gareth? Oh, I think they're upstairs, right? Aha! Finally, I am accomplishing something after 30 minutes. Yeah, they were like, nice use of tidal wave, and I was like, I think it was. A man skulks near the bar. He seems to be like he's trying to blend in with the wood paneling, and he watches the other patrons out of the corner of his eye. He gives you a quick nod as you approach. Visano has a delivery for you. He glances around and snatches the pouch from you. You keep your voice down, will you? The Dummels have spies everywhere. He tucks away the pouch. You tell Visano this is the last time I'm buying anything from him. This is getting too dangerous for me. Did I just do something illegal? No. He grins weakly. I don't think I've heard of the Domenels. The more important thing is making sure they don't hear of you. They're old Blackenberry stock, but these days the Domenels are known for their business activities, most of which involve some degree of bribery, extortion, theft, or murder. What do the Domenels have to do with this? You have no idea, do you? Let's just say the Domenels have exclusive rights to trade certain merchandise within the city. Verzano likes to make some extra coin from time to time by dealing in the same merchandise, undercutting the competition, he says. Tell me what was in that pouch? Bitter squash seeds. They interrupt pregnancies. Even though they're not exactly legal, many folk nowadays prefer them to the risk of hellborn, or celibacy. Are we done? Yeah, we're done. Now get out of here before... Aw, beans. Look at this person's fancy hat, though. A woman swaggers in, and her polished boots thwacking the floor with slow, deliberate steps. A crooked sneer warps her smooth face. Gareth, I'm hurt. You promised only to buy from me. What's a girl to think? Gareth bows, his knees knocking together. Please, my lady, I was just explaining that I don't do business with anyone else. Except this one last time, right? Donna crosses her arms and rocks back on her heels. There's always one more deal, until you run out of credit, that is. Donna turns and regards you, looking you up and down. And just who are you? You don't exactly look like a seed dealer. Aleph glances at Gareth. I think that's a compliment. Just someone making a delivery. Don't shoot the messenger. Verzano put you up to this, didn't he? The old fool's on a sinking ship, and he's determined to drag everyone who gets close enough down with him. She eyes the trembling Gareth. Gareth here knew better, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. In fact, I'll give you a chance to get even with the imbecile who's been playing us both. She narrows her eyes. What do you say to killing Verzano? I could say I do it, but it would be lying. Why would I want to do that? Why wouldn't you? He used you to do his dirty work, and without telling you anything about what you were carrying or who you were crossing. She taps a finger on her to her jaw, and her voice slows. Of course, I'd also consider it a personal favor, and House Dolomel is never stingy with its friends. She glances at Gareth. The loyal ones, anyway. Tell me about the Domenels? I don't know whether to be relieved or insulted. We're one of the wealthiest merchant families in Defiance Bay. Let's just say, however, that some of our business practices are not officially sanctioned. Gareth groans and stifles a sob. She does have a very fancy hat. I do think she's a bad guy, though. I'll decide his fate when I talk to him again. You'd better make up your mind quickly, because we're going to pay him his dues one way or another. Just make sure you stay out of our way. This is true. As a bunny that loves fancy hats, it's true. Didn't they cancel Arden's DLC? Or
Of all the things
Or
I've
do we
gotten
just
used
not
to,
talk about
food
that?
was the hardest adjustment.
I quite agree. Dear wouldn't oversalt
Oh, we did get that,
everything
okay.
and drown it in sauce.
And they burn out all the flavor. Nothing like a raw deer flank.
Oh, rest in pieces. Okay, so we did that. To the Scrivener's dormitory in Copper Lane. I feel like that's a place I didn't actually go to. I thought I saw everything. It's okay. Final Fantasy XIV paid for the entirety of Kingdom Hearts 3. He just couldn't pay for Final Fantasy 15 too. It does. Final Fantasy 14 makes a lot of money. Oh, I know. I am so excited for Final Fantasy 16. And he said he's staying with Final Fantasy 14 regardless of his projects on 16, so you
Good
can
day,
see
stranger.
you can see the fingerprints of 14 on 16 with like the phoenix and everything and just the trailers alone. So I'm like really excited. By Whale's eyeless face, you are one short ogre. But why are you green, and how are you getting the ducks to keep flying around you like that? Let me guess, you smoked a lot of white leaf, or did you get your hands on some snowcap? He claps his hands together and laughs. Snowcap! Snowcap! So few people know Snowcap, much less ogres. He beams at you and nods his head. Nice. I'm looking for Vienna? I like Vienna. She's always talking about metal men, which is strange since I'm pretty sure she doesn't eat Snowcap. His brows wrinkle. I don't talk about metal men either, and I do eat Snowcap. Huh. Anyway, she's not here right now. Flew away to Andra's gift to meet her friend Bessia. No, Clessia. Yes, Clessia. Clessia is the friend she's gone to meet, and Odin's gift, in a house, not a boat. North house, empty house. Andra's gift has a lot of boats. We should go rowing sometime. So, you're a Scrivener? He nods. Yes, I am a Scrivener! I read books, I write books, I once ate a book, but only because it looked like a sweet pie. Or perhaps it was a sweet pie baked to look like a boat. Interesting. Oh, I'm also a collector of herbs, flowers, plants. I sell them. Mostly I eat them. Do you have snow? You do have Snowcap. Well, fuck yeah. We could get super high. We're not gonna, though. That's irresponsible. Tell me about the dormitory. It's where the Scriveners work at the Hall of Revealed Mystery sleep. I'm a Scrivener. He sniffs. This place smells like old stockings. This man is wild. Wait, hold on. Is there anything I can take?
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places. I can do that. That's settled.
That's Snowcap. Hooray! It smells like old stockings in here. That does seem to be the general consensus. Oh man, I want to rob this place blind. Is there anyone in here? Please don't let there be anyone in here. Oh, hell yes. Wait, everybody stop.
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places.
My bear's on a mission. No one suspects anything. Can I still?
Shh.
Absolutely fantastic. Alright, back to the gift.
Hey, pig! Hey, pig! Woo-hoo, pig! Look at him with his little tail.
Thank you so much for the follow! He's talking about my little piggy! That was adorable. I don't think I've been here either. I did a bad job exploring this place. Hi, hi!
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
They're all right there. Oh, it's daylight now, so we can go do some other things too. But first, the North House, I believe, that crazy man was talking about. North House, empty house. Nope, not here. This one then? No, we'll deal with you later. I am sure. I wonder if it's this house. No, that's where that other band of thieves was. Abandoned house. Interesting. Well, let's check this one anyway. I killed someone in here, apparently. Well, it's a good thing we checked. I don't know where that house is. I wonder if I'll have to wait till dark, which sounds about right. We shall check the piers then, for other things. Well, it is a brothel. Oh, beans. Alright, well, it's only the one. So everything should be fine. As long as my tanks do tank things, everything will be fine. Most excellent.
Of course.
No, everyone must go. We go together. I think my pig is drowning. Yeah. Oh, there's more things here than I anticipated. And now I'm suffering for my foolishness. No, don't do that. Well, you did it. It's fine.
Can't get a good shot.
This isn't working.
That's it! Ah, thank word.
This isn't working.
Then. rest of you like to
Yes.
shoot your arrows and spells? Goodness gracious, everyone.
Certainly.
They're just all standing watching. It's definitely a they and not a me. Barnacles encrust the hull of this bleach boat. Something the jagged Ardra fingers most likely has clawed deep rifts in the wood. Whoever tried to sail through them must have been desperate or inexperienced. Y'all coming or? We just vibing out here. Mud squelches underfoot, crabs scuttle out of the debris. What's this?
Yes?
Oh no! A young boy's corpse lies at your feet, half covered in dirt and seaweed. His hands have stiffened around a dagger. A soul lingers nearby, something confused and lost in the seaside fog. As you reach out for the soul, it lashes out. Glowing mist strikes at your hair, at the air around you. The soul cannot touch you, but you feel it burn with a feeble, uncontrolled rage. It's okay. I'm here to help you. The soul flickers. It ripples towards you, timidly at first. As it swirls around you, you experience wonder, fear, and the joy of running between the ships at noon. With a jolt, it pulls you into the streets around the salty mast. Women with painted faces weave between men stumbling in and out of the lamplight. Father's gone in for a drink, just like always. He said he'd only be a few minutes, but it's been hours. The man guarding the door only laughed when you tried to explain this. That's terrible. There's always a back door. In the alley, two men have cornered a woman. Her cheeks are streaked with tears. She's backed against the wall and looking away. They're inching closer. You step forward. The men barely acknowledge you, but the woman looks at you, a plea in her eyes. You've seen that look in abused strays, in your hollow-born sister. That time Father took her from the splintering cradle and into the filled washbin. You were brave that day. A knife is in the thug's belt. It's in your hands, and now it's in his thigh. You're small and fast, but not fast enough. Fingers bite into your arm, and a muddy boot sails towards your face. Then everything is muffled by cold, brackish water. The soul retreats for you. It pulses with a question. You did a brave thing, and the gods will reward you in the next life. Darren's soul absorbs this thought and ebbs into the ocean mists around the dock. Sagani draws up next to you. You alright? Looked almost like you'd lost your footing for a moment. Feels that way when I see into the ether. She watches you quietly. You really are a watcher, aren't you? Once in a great many generations, one of my people is born with the ability to speak to souls. Usually, such individuals become elders, or a lone set of tracks in the snow. She cocks her head. I would have thought my journey would be easier if I could see what you see, but looking at you, I'm not so sure. Neither am I. Believe it or not, I once would have rejoiced to know I'd be picked to travel far in search of something great, but even these gifts come with a cost, don't they? Forgive me if I was a little skeptical of your abilities before. I can't say I've met a real watcher before. Oh, don't worry about her. She just likes doing that from time to time. Seems to cheer her up, so I let her. Once you've seen it a few times, the shock wears off. They're all just dragging me. Every time she goes a little strange in the face, I try and see if I can hear anything. Kana grins. It hasn't worked so far. See if you can get her to tell you what the spirits said. The boy's small hands are rigid in death, but you pry the dagger free. It looks too large and too expensive to have belonged to him. The letter B is carved into the pommel. Everyone just took turns dragging me. Where is that man? He's like right here, right? Can a man drink in peace? Your son is dead. Darren was defending one of the women here from a couple of thugs. Wade seems to stare you through. My boy died while I was here? Oda, my wife, she always said I'd come to no good, but I never thought... Ugh. That can't be changed now. You have to decide to move forward with your life. Wade laughs bitterly. You obviously never lost a child. My future is right here. He looks into his mug. At this rate, it will be a short one. God grief. I've never roasted you. I don't think so. Mhm, mhm. Jesus, you can be such a dick. Um, I don't know how to tell you this, but he's gone. I can't imagine your grief. Oda's mouth falls open and she stares back in shock. My boy's dead? That can't be. What happened? Um, Darren was defending one of the prostitutes from a couple of thugs. He was very brave, and you should be proud. She sobs quickly and brings a hand to her mouth. Her eyes are bright with tears. Gods, how can you make it? How could this make it any better? I would have never let my boy die for one of those women, and yet, she chokes into her sleeve. I can only pray the gods will be kinder to him in the next life. Maybe there's hope for one of my children. After several seconds, she closes her eyes and swallows. I suppose it's better to know the truth than to keep wondering. Thank you, at least for bringing me answers. Here, take these. I've been saving several keepsakes for Darren one day, but he won't need them now, and I doubt I'll have another child to pass them on to.
Oh?
Oh? I know. I'm not gonna roast you. Or let myself get roasted any more than it already does. I have delicate
Certainly.
fifis. Alright, what's next? God only knows. Master Below. Crusaders of Faith. Oh, Vienna. It was going to meet a woman named Klessa in Orange's Gift. They were planning to meet in an empty house at the northern end of the district. That's like here, though. Actually, I think it's gonna have to be at dark, because I went in there already and there was just a bunch of addicts. So, I'm gonna spend the night, or the day, I guess, at the brothel, and then hopefully it'll be night when I wake up. Oh,
Greetings.
I thought I was supposed to be free! That's fine. This is the dream. Alright, it is in fact dark. Alright, back to the abandoned house. It'll take them 1,000 years to get here. Faster, my boys and girls. I love watching their little portraits just zip around. Hmm. It's the taste you can see. I am confused. Oh, this is an abandoned house too. I thought I checked here. Maybe I missed it every single time I walked by it. That sounds like me. Sounds like gameplay, except for me. There we go. I did probably miss it every single time. Me too. Excuse me, I have things to take. Thank you. What is your favorite dinosaur? As you enter the room, you see several figures huddled together. They stand at attention, armed, but not in matched gear like the Crucible Knights. At the center of the group, one woman looms over another, holding a flail. She snarls at the cowering figure. You've got pages of research here. You expect me to believe that this was just your scratch work? Brontosaurus. It's nothing. I promise, just my notes. You hear a painful smack as the woman backhands her captive. We know you were meeting with the Crucible Knights. You think they're the only ones with power in this city? They call us the Dozens for a reason. Now I won't ask you again. At a nudge from one of her men, the woman turns and sees you watching. Her eyes narrow. You shouldn't be here. Let her go, and I'll pretend I never saw this. It's too late for that. Why must we always resort to the violences? No.
Lava. Beyond sea.
Oh, my fox. The fox is dead already. Alright, everyone else needs to actually start doing some work. God, I wish you had magic spells. Like, Allah does. Instead of just whacking things with your stick.
Leave it to me.
Oh. Lava. Beyond sea.
Curses. Hey, leave it.
Vienna's face is covered with bruises, and her eyes are wide with shock and relief. I don't know who you are, but thank you. Rapid hitching breaths puncture her words. I was sure they were going to kill me. She wipes a tear from her cheek, wincing as the knuckle grazes a bruise. What happened here? I thought I was coming up here to meet my, friend from the Republics. It looks like I walked into a trap. She shakes her head. The Dozens must have been watching me for a while. I've been working on a special project for the Crucible Knights, and they weren't exactly subtle about contacting me. About this project. It deals with a rather rare branch of animacy. No offense, but I probably shouldn't get too specific without Commander Cliver's permission. He commissioned it after all. She laughs nervously, and you can see the trouble a little indiscretion has gotten me into. Tell me about yourself. I've studied animancy with Ozia back in the Valian Republics. I came to Defiance Bay to research local advances, but instead of going to Blackenberry Sanitarium, I found a position as a scrivener at the Temple of Whale. I've had access to many rare manuscripts that most animancers never see. She shrugs, of course. I've had to keep my head down. I've been careful not to let the head librarian or my colleagues know what I'm working on. Let's get out of here. She nods on a split lip. Commander Cliver of the Crucible Knights is waiting on my research. Not that you haven't already done a lot for me, but maybe you could take it to him? I kept it with me to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands, but you can see how well that worked out. She nods at Dewania's corpse. She took it from me when I arrived. She takes a deep breath. Anyhow, don't wait on me. I can make my own way out of here. Let me loot.
How may I help?
Speaking of loot. My main keep. Oh, still 25 hours?
I shall.
I'm working on that forever.
Hmm?
Is there anything I can take? Hold on. Most excellent. Oh, you know what I should do? Once I go back to Crucible's Keep. Well, first I want to see if I have actually completed this, because I have no idea. But then I should get that knife for that little boy from like a week ago. That little boy, that little 7-year-old boy that convinced me he could have a knife.
Welcome.
Apparently I have not found it. Such is life. We have to go to the first fires. He did. He asked me for a knife, and I said no. But then he apparently convinced me because his charisma stats are super high. I have no idea. But my character was like, "You make a good point, small child. Let me go find that knife for you." Oh no, it's not here. I guess it was in Blackenbury? Have I been to Blackenbury? I don't actually think I have. Well, wait, while we're here, actually. Yeah, he really wanted a knife. And I was convinced. Oh yeah, I'm sure that will have a conclusion. Maybe. You guys are running so fast. I can't move my camera that fast. Keep going. I got Vienna's notes. He nods. Well done. Bring them to Dunstan at once. Once you've finished, I may have more work for you. Oh, Dunstan's over here. I think this is whatever you've been looking for.
That's what Cleaver's been looking for anyway. If you found it, I guess I've got to start.
You don't sound too happy about this. I'm not, and I'm surprised someone as strong-willed as you is going along with it. I've made it clear to Cliver that this is a mistake. Trying to harness souls like this, it's a crime against the gods, and it's bound to earn us more trouble than it saves. But Cliver's given me his orders, so I've got to build these things as best I can. Anyway, Cliver's told me I'm to sell you any arms or armor you may want. You won't find any better anywhere in Defiance Bay, I can promise you that.
Now, time to see if that Valian was worth all that blood and copper.
He takes the polished breastplate and goes to work.
I'll be damned. Be honest, even I wasn't expecting it to work this well. Back to it. Cleaver will want me to finish the rest of them. And it sounded like he has a job for you, too.
Well, show me your overexpensive wares. Oh, hell yeah. Fantastic. Back to Cliver. Was there more you needed me to do?
Dunstan will complete the first squad of Forge Knights in no time. Now the High Justice will want to have his Forge Masters at Fleetbreaker Castle create more. I've made a copy of Viana's research, and the High Justice has sent a courier to Anslog's Compass to retrieve it. The dozens have gotten too active for the courier to come to Defiance Bay, and after Viana's kidnapping, we've got to assume they know about our plans. That's why I'm sending you to deliver the research. You shouldn't be recognizable to the dozens. Yet.
Fine, Justice? This sounds big. But after this, I expect they'll learn of your association with us and they won't be too happy about it. Neither will the Dummels, he snorts. They're trying to expand the family business and resent us for standing in the way. Consider it done.
Anslog's Compass is a small lagoon just north of Defiance Bay. Your contact will be a commander named Arenroad. She'll meet you by the docks. Return to me when you've finished. The High Justice has made the expansion of the Forge Knights his top priority, which means it's mine as well.
Super. Well, that's something to do for tomorrow, for sure. I'm gonna go get this knife. There's lots to do in Defiance Bay. All these side quests and all these factions that I am turning myself against by siding with the Crucible Knights, I guess. The dozens are assholes, though. Fuck the dozens. I don't actually think I've been to Blackenbury. Yeah, I sure have not. Well, we will explore that another day. I got so sidetracked yesterday that I didn't finish exploring the city. That's crazy. Right here, I think, is where the little boy's knife is going to be. Let's not be so fast. As you approach the dead man, you can feel the faint traces of his soul lingering, a stunned uncertainty holding it in place. When you near without warning, the soul hurries towards you, and as though you were a solitary light in the dank gloom of this place to usher it away, its essence invades your consciousness. You are in a different body now, walking deeper into the catacombs, cloaked in a dark robe with a mask pulled over your face. You're following a familiar path along the canal, heading into the room built around a statue of a figure wearing a robe much like yours. Others await, clothed in hood and shadows. Ahead is another figure dressed like you, traveling in the same direction. You don't know his name, and that's how it's supposed to be. Out of the darkness, something monstrous grabs the other figure. You turn to flee, but you find yourself face to face with a troll. The panic pounding through your brain is interrupted by razor-edged teeth and claws. You snap yourself out of the dead man's memory. The corpse lies on the damp, grimy ground. His hood and mask are missing, and his clothes are shredded. There's gonna be trolls in here. Oh no, slime. Oh, you are so far behind everybody. Well, it's just one slime. Oh, we killed that slime so fast.
Certainly.
Get it. Fuck that slime up. No. Nah. No. I gave you my Jersey accent. I don't know what more you could ask of me. Big slime.
That's it!
Everything's dying so quickly. This is a nice change of pace from Spooky Central. Can I please loot this? No? I understand everything. Get him, get him, get him, get him! Before he stacks! Okay, good. Aloth, you're about to get hit, as always. So you go over there. No Aloth? There we go. Well, this troll wants Aloth's biscuits super badly. Knock him down. There we go.
I'll
You can
let
do
Mark.
some smacking.
Following your lead. Let's end this.
After him, each
There we go. Much, much better. Give me your flesh, troll man. Let's cross the bridge. Vicious, foul-smelling sludge ebbs in the trench. That's disgusting.
Of course.
No, wait, no, don't do that. No, come back. There we go.
Yes.
More slime. Oh no, that thing is vile.
Ah!
It's so creepy. Okay.
Head on.
Oh, they're called dank spores.
Hey, you're not getting through me. Hey.
Brave shall see lost you leave.
Hey, leave it.
Finish the
That's not very helpful.
spot on. Ready, Watcher. Got an arrow for this one.
Let's.
Handle it super good, but that's okay. Did he really? Goats are mean. Well, I love goats. I think they're super cute, but they're super mean too. Like, they're strong. There's no shame in losing to a goat. They desire blood and violence.
Brave shall see lost you
It's
leave.
true. I like goats' eyes, where they have like that crazy sideways pupil. Or like, I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about. More bones.
A simple test. That's settled. Brave shall.
Things are just dropping. I should have come in here a while ago. I was worried that I wasn't strong enough to deal with the happenings in here.
Dead on.
Oh, goodbye, Moss. Thank you so much for stopping by. And take care. I will have to come visit you soon. Oh, yeah. Of course. There's things in here. Yeah.
Brave.
Let's see. Oh. The small Orlan man appears to have pulled together some crates and scraps of cloth to make a rather sorry-looking little camp. The thick fur on his limbs is matted and his clothing smeared with blackening grime. He looks startled as you enter, his eyes widening in alarm.
Welcome.
After a moment, however, he smiles weakly. Hello there. Wasn't expecting any visitors down in these parts. He glances around the dim room. What are you doing down here? Eorn grimaces. I've been a little down on my luck lately. I didn't have anywhere to stay, so I thought I'd come down here. Nobody pokes around in the catacombs much, not until you, anyway. There are less dangerous places to live a meager life. You hiding from something or someone? Eorn looks around the dingy chamber and nods slowly, expression pained. Yeah, I guess that's plain enough to see. Eorn sighs heavily. Very well, it's true. I've been hiding from the knights down here, but it isn't what you think. He ducks his head. It was an accident. It's been hard for me here in Defiance Bay, but I suppose if I got involved in city business, if I made the right friends, it would get easier in time. And it did, really. I made a name for myself, a place. People actually listen to me when I talk. Well, they used to. People can get very passionate about these things. We were discussing, I think it was shipping agreements of all the things to fight over. But this one night, this man, he got very angry. I think maybe he'd had a little too much at the inn. Ewan pauses, and I guess he didn't like an Orlan talking back to him. I struck him. He came towards me, and I hit him, and he went over like a tree. I guess he struck his head on the way down. Eorn raises his gaze and shrugs helplessly. Turns out he was a knight. The Crucible Knights won't care how it happened. They just want me gone. They won't let me live long enough to see the rope. Please, he looks at you with pleading expression. I just want to get out of this city. The second I can get money for passage, I won't trouble anyone ever again. I swear it. I'll live quietly. But you can't, please, you can't tell them that I'm here. Aw. So, Eorn's have it like, or not Eorn's, his like, Orlons have it like super hard and like people hate them. He did kill a man, but he obviously didn't mean it, and I'm sure he was tired of like the racist remarks that were probably happening. So I do like, I don't know. I think it's fine. I've killed people too. I've killed a lot of people. I'm gonna give him 300 coppers. Here, this should be enough to buy your passage out of Defiance Bay. But Eorn stares at you in disbelief. But this is. His face twists as he struggles for words. They said you were a kind soul, but I wouldn't have imagined. This will see me out of the city and well away. I'm not sure I could ever thank you enough, but here, take this. I hope it's some use to you on your journey. You have my lasting gratitude, friend. I should get ready. Oh, hell yeah. I got some glovies. Yeah, I feel bad for Orlans. A smoldering fire is strewn with the meager remains of a recent meal, fish bones and a molded rind of cheese, and a blackened bread crust. A wobbly little tent is barely standing. I already have so many camps. Maybe I should blow one for the buffs? No, we have resting buffs. Pretty sure. Yeah, we have resting buffs. It serves absolutely no point, and nobody's really hurt, so. That poor little guy. I hope we see him again. Sometimes characters that you help come back later. That has been the theme I see. Oh, that's the logs. Oh, are you guys not coming, or?
How may I help? Hey.
I'm just gonna... There we go.
Indeed.
Oh no, I see what's happening
Hey.
here.
Yes.
I didn't even realize. More ooze. Whenever I hear the word ooze, I'm instantly reminded of Ivan Ooze, who was a villain in the Power Ranger movies. The very first Power Rangers movie. And he was corrupting everybody with his ooze. And he had a big ooze machine. And, he was very charismatic, if not a little gross looking. Thank you, Q. Oh man, I love them. I love Digimon too. I always wanted my Digimon to be, my Otismon. And, being a nerdy little kid that I was, I designed, like, his starter forms and stuff. Because he didn't seem to have any back in the day. I think he's based off Devimon now. But I haven't either, but the, can't go wrong with the OG Digis. What have I attracted? I hear you chanting, but I don't see what we're supposed to be fighting. Oh, the little slimes down there. They ain't hurt nobody. Oh, there he comes. He wanted to scrap. That I don't remember. Well, that's no good. Tentamon digivolves into Gabuterimon, I think. And then he transformed into Mega Gabuterimon. Stop walking in it. Just wait. Yu-Gi-Oh! Seto Kaiba has been and always will be my favorite character. No, I love him so much. No, he doesn't. I will not stand this. Joey was the worst. Is it because of his New York accent? Yeah, I knew it! I absolutely knew it! Joey was insufferable. But I respect it. Hey you! You wanna play cards? I got the red eyes black dragon. The time wizard! Go! My baby dragon has turned into a bigger dragon. Whew. A lone figure in tattered robes shuffles across the chamber, muttering under his breath. As you approach, the figure halts and swivels its head towards you. Its haggard visage is a labyrinth of wrinkles and sores overgrown by a moss-like beard. What is this? Who disturbs Helig's work? Its voice rattles and gurgles like that of a drowning man. What are you doing down here? Research. A hodgepodge of animancy and necromancy. I have peace and quiet as well as an abundant supply of subjects. If there's nothing else, be on your way. What are those creatures behind you? You can't see them, but it's a hot mess. Just a few personal projects. sorry souls stuck in their mortal shells. Their flesh is as dead as mine, though their minds are not as well maintained. They flock to me like worms to drakes. They're not half as intelligent, but he watches one stumble into a desk. They serve for amusement. I was just exploring the catacombs. The figure aims a gnarled finger at the door. Then go, and thank your gods I'm not hungry. I'm just gonna let this happen? I'm just gonna let this, like... I guess I'm just letting it happen. Well, okay, there was a bunch of traps as I walked through here, so I'm gonna be more
See
careful.
now what the flame has shown us?
There we go. Oh, Olive didn't come with. Olive was like, nah. No. He did not show up. Alright, we should be good with traps now.
Yes.
Good thing we didn't fight. I would have been missing my wizard. Who does insane amount of damages. I guess we're just letting that guy go. I wonder if he's important later.
I'll see what I can find.
Oh, we can go down. That is true. I haven't found my knife yet. I think we're fine. Oh. Oh. In front of you looms the ghostly, hollow image of a man who was present at your awakening. He casts a pale, sickly light in the dank corner as he regards you. You are from...
You are from Kratom, my dear?
Sure, we can just have voice acting. His words are an echo in your mind from a time long past, and you know your response before you speak it, as if it has always been. I came to live there years ago.
A remarkable city. Truly one of the most impressive we have encountered outside of our own. Many exceptional people who have joined our cause come from Kratom. What made you decide to join our order?
The gods have been good to me, and I wish to repay them.
They will smile upon your service as long as it is performed in earnest. Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
I am. That's a fake wall. Like, guaranteed. Oh, hello? The mercenary eyes you warily as you approach, his weapon readied. What are you doing here? You don't look like one of that masked lot. What's going on here? Since you don't know, you clearly don't belong here. The guard whistles sharply and you hear shouts of alarm in the distance. Oh, fuck. Really? Alright. Oh my god, my party was not ready to suddenly fight. But here we are fighting. Oh boy. Can you do stuff? Are you stuck? You are stuck.
Of course.
Oh, you are super stuck. Alof, back off. There we go.
Leave it to me.
The cleric can't be tanking.
Oh.
Thanks for your clothing.
Off. Ray. Love. There.
There's a lot happening here.
My bow's ready.
Happening?
That's not very helpful.
Well, it all seemed to work out, I guess. Can I have your clothing? Thank you.
Of course.
Yes.
Oh man, alright. Well, this will probably lead me to more fights. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, we gotta take... Oh, that man exploded! It's just meat chunks.
Spot on.
My cleric loves tanking, apparently. Okay, can we get into an orderly line where my cleric isn't tanking? That's my dream.
Brave thou Philos.
I'm sorry, bro.
A simple test. That's settled.
A book lies on the table, its passages filled with some kind of unintelligible cryptography. I thought for sure the two would lead me. I was wrong, I guess? Oh, stop it. Don't do that. Oh no, are you? I think foxes are so cute.
Oh.
There's gonna be dudes in here. Mini dude. Okay. I'm gonna have you take on this guy. You're gonna go here. And you are gonna go here. And whatever happens, the cleric cannot fucking tank. Okay, fantastic. You are gonna go help the fox. You are gonna shoot the fox. Or, help the fox.
Yes? Stand still. I'll let...
Spot on.
I don't think I have.
Certainly.
I'm on the trail.
No, it feels like traps. Aleph falters and brings a hand to his forehead. He takes a staggering step forward, coughing and sputtering. Aleph, don't die.
Back, you clod! Those hooded fiends are nigh to be trusted.
Aleph, hey, now's not the best time for that. He grimaces, catching his breath. It's nothing, I'm fine. He coughs again. This probably isn't the best place to linger anyhow. Oh, Aleph, what is happening to you? Here we go. Oh, fuck. Okay, change of plan. Bear, I need you to deal with the wizards. I need the fox to deal with the other wizard. I need you to grab this guy, and then... No! Fuck. Okay, and then I need you to back up and grab this guy off the player. For the love of God, you've got to get stuff up.
That's not very helpful.
Fuck, don't die. Oh my God.
I fear we...
I need you to do... Fuck, that's not gonna help
Ready, Watcher. Dead on.
following your lead.
Not spot
He's
on.
almost dead. You guys have got to kill him.
Your tail ends here.
Alright, good. I think we're gonna be alright. You gotta stay strong, my dude.
Oh,
Shit. Bear, you gotta get him off of us.
Finish them.
Everybody.
Parathis!
yes. Can't get a good shot with this.
Damn it!
Damn it,
Gotta
Ella.
take better care of Ella.
You
Yes.
couldn't take him. Use your tank abilities. Crumpled at your feet lies the body of a woman. She wears a dark robe that bears an insignia resembling a key. As you approach the woman's body, feelings of rage assault you. The dead woman's voice howls in your ears, and her lingering consciousness rends at yours. Her essence tingles through your bones and membranes. It fills the spaces between your ears and behind your eyes, crawling deeper into your core. You see a gathering of men and women wearing robes like hers, and their faces behind masks. One by one, they approach her, whom they know as an acolyte, and she places her hand on each of their foreheads, searching their thoughts. She tests them with ritualistic questions, and they answer. Their oath is sealed by the leaden key. She asks them of their task. She gives them new ones, all without a word. Her essence flares, fighting to boil your blood, burn your memory, and splinter your bones from within. Yet between its strikes, you see flashes of something else: a tower, a prisoner, and a ruin. You funnel all your concentration into a single effort of will, a sharp point that pins the raging soul in place, like an insect in a display case. With the thing under control, you're able to examine it and the three thoughts swirling inside. Examine the thought about the tower. You see the palm-pest of a neighborhood. Run-down estates are cobbled around a cemetery and an ancient tower. Savage shapes prowl the streets, and in the tower, a man hunches over a strange mechanism. You can't see him clearly, but there's something unnatural about him. Somewhere nearby, you see a woman with a scar over her heart. You understand that she has something he needs. You also see a door to the base of the tower, a seemingly impenetrable slab of stone and copper. But when the acolyte reveals the invisible split between the perfectly matched halves, you understand how the copper veins convert a command into action. You know how to open the door. Inquire about the prisoner. In your mind, you see a building, magnificent with trellis and tiles, and located on a pristine boulevard. The wealthy and learned stroll in and out, trading knowledge and coin. Yet, it also houses misery and madness. Somewhere within its rotten core sits a man, his hair matted but his eyes alert. He watches and waits, a prisoner by choice. You look into the ruins. The acolyte's vision takes you out of Defiance Bay and to a town in the wilderness, with a watermill. A signpost on one of the paths reads Direford. Several figures huddled together, shrouded in cloaks and hoods. An image of ruin suddenly looms in your mind. Two skeletal effigies flank a cleft in a mountainside. Whether by design or by consequence of the sputtering candlelight, the hooded statue's face is almost impossible to see. Oops. Devotees have placed assorted keys, their teeth filed away along with the runnels of wax. Actually, well, we're here now. She said she had a letter for me. Apparently, I'll have to probably go back. Ooh, my boy is in bad shape. Where am I? Oh.
A moment, please. I feel I should explain myself.
Go on.
About my episode in the catacombs. There's something I should have told you earlier.
So tell me now. He clasped his hands together, slowly massaging a knuckle with his thumb. I meant no harm. I thought I could keep it to myself, but when we resolved the matter of your soul, we would also address my problem.
I also have an awakened soul. But unlike yours, mine is a presence that shares my senses and my skin, making herself manifest at the most unwelcome times.
He closes his eyes and grits his teeth. His lips quiver and twitch with the vestiges of some internal debate. Several seconds later, he opens his eyes again. They're watery and bloodshot.
I'm sorry. I've tried to learn to control Isilmir. I've gotten stronger, but so has she.
Tell me about Isilmir.
Artless, uncouth, a creature of rash impulses and feeble faculties. She wags her impertinent tongue when she should listen. Aye, this one's fit to boil. Hard to get this gaff over anything tisn't to do with books and spell speak.
He grimaces, running his hands through his hair. I've none of her memories. Bareth spared me that much, but her coarse manners and intolerable Heil speak suggest a provincial far from a very long time ago. She tends to surface hair's breadth from conflict when the fuse has burned down and teeth are on edge, and when she shows up, she doesn't stop to gauge a situation, she just acts. She seems reckless. That's it exactly. You recall the way she'd go to those villagers in Gilded Vale? She doesn't think, she doesn't back down, and trying to suppress that has been my problem for years. Why didn't you say something sooner?
I learned to keep her a secret a very long time ago. Those with awakened souls are shunned, mistrusted. And after your experience with Meerwald, I'm certain you can see why. You need to be careful.
Is this going to be a problem?
Merely an annoyance. Although,
He lowers his voice and clasps his hands behind his back. Minuet twitches and spasms along his arms betray his fidgeting.
Defiance Bay is said to have an entire institution dedicated to the study and cure of soul-related ailments. Since our journeys have already brought us to the city, perhaps we could speak with someone there.
If it's helpful to you, we'll go.
Thank you. This has been a great burden.
Let's talk about something else. I would like to know more about Isilmir. He raises an eyebrow. Such as, when did she awaken? My father was a strict man. He expected the best of his only child, and he didn't tolerate failure. His face becomes drawn. At times he could be rather adamant, particularly when he'd been drinking. Isilmir manifested on one such occasion. To be honest, I don't remember the specifics, only that he was more careful with me after that. Something has come up, and I will be right back. I am so sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry. the pets. The pets were causing chaos. Okay. Um, you said that you learned to hide her a long time ago. My mother instructed me to keep her a secret after she first emerged. She feared the knowledge of my awakening would render me an outcast. Even though Islamir proved useful against my father, I trusted my mother's advice, and I've come to see the wisdom behind it. Mirrorworld is an extreme example, but one I can relate to more and more each year. I do own a pet bunny. Could I talk directly to her? He gives you a taut frown. Her usurpations are uncomfortable enough. I'm not eager to invite her into my consciousness any more than necessary. Oh. Alright, so we have a mission for Olaf. What else do we have going on here? What's something quick I can do in the next 10 minutes?
Certainly.
Well, actually, we never actually explored Berkenberry, so we'll do that in the next 10 minutes. I don't want to get deep into something and be unable to finish it. But yes, I own 2 kitties, some future fishies, and a bunny. The bunny's name is Jareth, the Bunny King, and he's very rude, but I love him very much.
Hello.
A noble woman stands in the shade of the garden, muttering to herself. She's fixated on the page of a large and well-worn tome, seemingly oblivious to the blooming flowers and the cool, fragrant breeze. She only looks up at you when your shadow crosses her page. Do you mind? I'm rather busy. What are you busy with? She snaps her book shut. I'm studying soul attachment. We all know that souls move into people at birth and out of them at death, but we still have a lot of questions about what makes them stick, so to speak. What do you mean about making them stick? She brushes a stray lock from her forehead. Souls power bodies and give their tissues life, only when they're firmly attached. In separation, that leads to a whole spite of soul-related ailments, including the hollow-born. But if we understood how to reattach souls, we could end Waiden's legacy, maybe even conquer death. She scratches behind her ear. That's the theory, anyway. Unfortunately, I don't have all the research I need to put it into practice. What exactly do you need? There's a manuscript called The Theorems of Pangram. It contains research from Pangram's experiments and on detached souls. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is rumored to have a copy in the Elder Archives. Pangram's work is considered to be one of the more daring animancy texts, not something generally circulated among novices nor easy to get a hold of. I wonder if I might have a peek at it. The theorems would advance my research by leaps and bounds, but Grimda, the High Archivist, worships Whale, which means she has some paradoxical views on sharing and restricting knowledge. And since she's not exactly a proponent of animancy, she tends to restrict these kinds of information that would be useful to me. Maybe she could be persuaded. You're welcome to try, but you wouldn't be the first. She sighs. Look at me, spilling my troubles. It's kind of you to listen, but I should really get back to work. Tell me about yourself. I'm an animancer in the sanitarium. Currently, I'm researching matters related to Wygen's legacy. I know what Wygen's legacy is at this point. I have some questions about the theorems of Padgram, such as... tell me about them. Padgram was an animancer working in the Dryerwood. He had some interesting theories about essence and some rather innovative techniques for studying it. He was able to reattach souls to bodies after death, although he wasn't able to prevent his patients from degenerating. He was controversial, to say the least, but many are starting to realize that he was merely ahead of his time. What do you mean by degenerating? Nadine twists her hands together. Well, there seems to be a tiny problem with reattaching souls after death. The bodies will reanimate and may even retain memories and personality, but they develop a hunger for flesh. Living soul-infused flesh. Without it, they start to devolve, decaying mentally and physically. If the process goes too far, which it eventually does, they become a mindless corpse, attacking anything that moves. We haven't figured out a way to avoid that. And you wonder why Grimda won't share his research with you. This sounds like necromancy. Nonsense! Necromancy is magic. This is science. She emphasizes the last word. Why doesn't Grimda lend you the books you need? Welcome back. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is rather protective of its books, especially the rare ones, and Grimda in particular. She hates animancy, thinks it's dangerous. I don't see how you can run these great libraries in the Briarwood and be so averse to the spread of knowledge and research. But I've never understood these religious types. Ella scowls at the animancer. Some knowledge is best kept under lock and key. I'd like to know more about the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. You'll find it in Copper Lane District. It's dedicated to the God of Secrets and Revelations. More importantly, it houses the largest, most expansive library in the Direwood. Well, that settles it. We simply must go see it, right? What are Elder Archives? The Elder Archives hold the rarest, most arcane, and most powerful texts in the Direwood. Think of it as the inner sanctum in the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Needless to say, you need Grimda's permission to enter. That's all. Are you the animesser who's been buying relics from Imalto? I don't know what you're talking about, but I work with theories, not rocks and postcards. I'll leave you alone then. Goodbye. I know. Oh, we haven't had these all day. You see a dark room with garish furnishings, a large bed covered with pillows, several couches, and expensive rugs. The man is sitting in a chair pushed against the wall of the room opposite the door. He is dressed in dark clothes with a black cloak wrapped around his shoulders, its hood pulled close around his face. Shadows fall across him, the darkness rendering him virtually invisible. Two other men wait in the darkness with him, watching the door. All three are motionless. Noise from the crowd, common room below, echoes up through the floorboards. The handle rattles. A man staggers in, dragging a young woman with him. The two standing men exchange a quick glance, one of them tilting his head and struggling only slightly before jumping to the task at hand. One steps forward, grabbing the girl's wrist, wrenching it from her escort's hold with one hand while pushing the other close with the other. Then that hand is over the girl's mouth, before she is even aware she's in someone else's arms. He takes a dagger from its place on its belt and draws it across her neck. He holds her still and waits for the struggles to stop. The other man standing, already subdued by their target, now tied to a chair, arms and legs bound with a rag, is stuffed in his mouth. The girl, no longer moving, is placed under the bed, the man who dealt with her taking his place beside the other. They stare down at the man screaming against the cloth, but the muffled sound is unheard over the raucous noise of the crowd below. One of the men begins murmuring softly, putting his hand under the chin of the man in the chair. There is a brief flash of light, and the man stops struggling, a suddenly placid look in his eyes. The two captors ask various questions that the bound man answers happily. After they finish, the two look to the man sitting against the wall. He has not moved as the events transpired before him, but only sat, silently observing everything as it happened. He stands, holding his cloak closed around himself, and nods to the two men. He then walks to the door, opens it far enough to allow himself to exit, and then leaves them to finish their task. You sense a straight divide in this woman's soul, an unnatural boundary between two opposed wills. You see the woman pausing by a roadside to hand something to the driver of a stopped wagon. The herb should help with his party sickness. She tells him he can find more along the road, easy to spot, and there's separated leaves. But avoid the ones with the green berries. It's a different species, toxic. He thanks her and offers her coin, but she waves him off, explaining that she is merely doing what her order asks of her. He nods, and she heads off down the road as he begins to hungrily consume the herb. You see the woman searching alongside the road now, the wagon just up the path, and you realize you have skipped backward in her memory. She sets eyes on the plant with serrated leaves and green berries. She picks several handfuls, tearing the berries off one by one and tossing them to the ground. She nudges them off the path into the bush, quickly with her boot, without looking down, as if to hide them from her own sight, before striding back towards the wagon, hands outstretched. Damn, that's fucked up. We'll finish inside here, and then I will have to probably call it. Oh, I absolutely have to call it. Have a raid.
Good day to you.
A woman paces back and forth, her feet crunching on the soft red carpet. She gestures and mumbles to herself, shaking her head as she pores over the pages and pages of notes. She almost walks into you. Akose! Here I am looking so hard for answers in my research that I did not see the kith standing in front of me. What can I do? I am looking for an expert on awakenings. She laughs bitterly. Ugh, that would be me, though the lack of research subjects has made me more of an expert in counting floorboards. I would like to transfer Animus' successors in bustering pre-awakened souls to soothing those whose souls have already awakened. But I need subjects, and most of the patients here are too broken to produce reliable results. It is a tragedy to have come so far for nothing. You're in luck. I have a volunteer. She springs to the balls of her feet, beaming. Galade, who is it? Allah's lips curl into a frown. I don't know about this. She grins more broadly still. Don't be silly. The process is perfectly harmless. All you must do is stand in that cage. I beg your pardon. I jest. You Atarians are so uptight. I do not even know what the thing is used for. It belonged to the last occupant of this office, I think. Now, they upgrade him to a cell. Again, I jest. She rubs her hands together, getting down to business. So, I need you to sit here. She takes Eleth by the shoulders and steers him to the couch. And try to relax. But don't try too hard. Then you will not be relaxing. Indeed, his eyes are humorless. And you must also wear these. A little cold, but the copper will help conduct your essence. The animaster fastens thick copper bands to Olaf's forehead and wrists. As she ratchets them tighter, his face twitches with suppressed irritation. Now, I will examine your soul through my scope. She reaches into her desk and produces a long, chambered tube. Knobs, dials, and small tooth wheels run along the side of the device. It is fitted with Adra lenses cut to different thicknesses and contrivances, but manipulating them, I find the angles and densities that will allow me to track the abnormalities in your soul. How exciting! I've never seen this sort of thing performed. Akana peers at the device with interest. It seems suitably complicated. Does this mean we'll get to talk to Ismare more? I like that lady. She raises a finger. But first, you must find the cunning interloper. You must answer some personal questions while I make adjustments. Sagni pats his arm. Don't worry. I'm sure we won't hear any of it. Alice squirms on the couch. Very well. She holds her scope to her eye and flicks a knob. To begin, tell me something personal. Something from a time before your awakening. There's nothing to tell. I was just a normal child living in the synthwood. He looks to you, his face set in a frown. His rigid eyes, but the rigid edges of apprehension show through nonetheless. Talk about your parents. As you speak to Eloth, you feel your voice like a bell in your chest. It tolls softly, luring him into the mists of his own memory. Balsage doesn't seem to notice anything, but you feel as if your words are soothing his essence, untangling his many threads. He closes his eyes. Mother is away most of the time, with the Thalm's family, but I always know when she was coming home. Father's bottles accumulate like storm clouds on the horizon. His fits of temper become swifter and more violent. It still shames him, knowing that her hemnog to another man supports us better than his labors as a steward. That is good. I'm starting to see something. Continue. Tell us about the time you awakened. She bites her tongue as she twists one of the dials. I'm in my 5th year of training. Mother is home. I can let my guard down a little, because when she is around, he is usually only angry with her. But he has heard that I have had trouble casting missiles, that my flame shields are unstable. He is furious that I have failed, and Mother's presence reminds him that he has failed too. The first blow takes me by surprise. One moment I am sweeping the kitchen, and next I am sprawled on the ground, stupidly looking at flecks of my blood on the tile. His boots, glistening with fresh polish, thud across the floor. He kicks me in the stomach, and I curl up to shield my vitals, but it's pointless. Protecting one thing only leaves something else exposed. Still huddled on the ground, I retreat as fast as I can. I retreat until the vision of the kitchen and my own trembling knees is nothing but a pinprick against a field of black. His jaw locks and his eyes twitch beneath their lids. Matteo! Belage furiously clanks the knobs along her scope. He's hypnotized himself with his old memory. You've got to bring it out of him. Quickly! I almost have it! You're safe. Everything's fine. Alice's eyes snap open, but the expression you see in them isn't his. He's near safe when I hop upon him. Balsage sucks up a deep breath through her teeth. That's it! I'm seeing a shift in his essence. Something spreading and congealing. She glances over to you with her scope. Keep talking. He seems to respond to you. What brought you here? Cracking bones and voices high in ire. That warm molasses feeling that creeps down your gut when the crisis is nigh. Balfatto, we have flares of totally distinct essence. She jots shorthand notes onto the pages next to her and turns one clicking knob of her scope. Now try to get the two of them talking. Eleth, ask Ismir what she's doing. Eleth's face twists in fury. Stinking weed, worming parasite. He bursts into sudden laughter. Ye say the same of your own kindled twig when it betrays ye. Adir grins. Must be hard to avoid knowing there's a lady in your body the whole time judging you. Good, yes, very good. She rests her scribbling, only to make another adjustment to her scope. I can see two separate patterns of essence. Where he ebbs, the other flows. It's as if the awakened soul fills the space that leaves empty. She prompts you with a circling of her wrist, quill still in hand. Go on. Ismir, what exactly are you taking from him? Nay, more than I'm giving. Ye should ask what I did with that old man of his. How the last time he laid a hand on us, I break it in 3 places. Alice's head jerks to the side. That wasn't your decision. It's never been your decision. I was awakening, but now I stuck with ye, and damned if I let Ninian drag us both through the scupper. So very good. She lowers her scope and consults her notes. I think I finally got something I can work with. I've tracked Ismir's essence throughout this exchange. She has a particularly high density index during most of the heated portions of their argument, and her essence seemed to localize most clearly in the lower portion of the subject's left ribcage. That's right around the spleen, which of course means that she is triggered by black bile. No doubt the subject's charistic melancholy is to blame. Aleth blinks back at you, and in the midst of his perturbation, you're not quite sure who's looking out of his eyes. That's utter horseshit. Black bile, is it? They've certainly spat their share. Kana studies Aleth dubiously. It is a simpler explanation than what I expected, all things considered. She glares at him. Yes. Never mind my years of training. I suppose you have a better explanation? Esmir manifests when Aleth is in danger or under pressure. Balsage carefully scratches her jaw, her gaze darting between you and Aleth. I suppose that could be true. She jots another note. I'll have to check this again against other research. He removes the copper bands. Well, and good for you, but what does this mean for me? Balsage frowns at her notes, tapping her cheek with a quill and making a grand show of concentration. However, you catch her stealing glance at you over the pages. It seems that Isilmir steps in when she determines that you're in danger. It is not clear whether this is a help or a hindrance. From my position, I'd say it's pretty clearly a hindrance. I've got a lot to process. Regardless, thank you for your help, Kasasagi. He does not look at Belisage. She sets her notes on her desk and returns to her scope. Well, I hope this has been useful to you as it has been for me. I finally have material worth publishing. You'll be the toast of Rana, Fentir Aloth. His grimace melts into a crooked smile. Aye. Advancing the right-wise principles of animancy. Just what you've always wanted. As you turn to leave, you catch a darting movement out of the corner of your eyes. Balsage is humming to herself, still occupied with her scope, but Aleth is holding her notes. He's just about to tuck them into his cloak when he catches you watching. He holds her fingers to his lips, his eyes wide and imploring. Please, I don't want my personal information published like this, especially not after her nonsense. Oh, I can't do that to Aloth. Fair enough, but do it quietly. He hides the papers in his cloak. Nay, to worry. We'll see this on our own. Well, that took longer than anticipated. I will finish exploring here tomorrow. Thank you so very much for watching. Sorry I had to dip away quickly. Such is life when you have pets. I will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST with the last Hades stream, and I will be back at 6 p.m. EST with more of this. Thank you. If you are looking for updates about me, you can find those on Twitter. If you are looking for the beginning of this series or any of my other series, you can find those on YouTube. Also linked below is everyone who has helped make this stream possible, along with the people who have made these icons. I have not said that in a while, but my biggest and most heartfelt thanks to them as well. And to all of you, I hope you all have a very lovely evening, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.